So thank you for the introduction. I started as a senior advisor to Assistant Secretary Admiral Levine in October of last year. But I'm really lucky to be coming into this work from environmental justice work at the state level. I feel incredibly privileged to really be in a role within government focused on advancing environmental justice. By way of introduction, my mom and generations before us, farm workers. She actually met my dad while at San Jose State University at the height of the Chicano student movement, and they both became the first in our families to graduate from college. And I share that because it's important to me to really carry forward and honor the work of family, of communities, of movement leaders who've devoted their lives to centering justice in everyday work and caring for our families and communities, and in building justice into our national policies. So on environmental justice, we start with recognizing that for far too long, as many of you, all of you know here, communities across our country have faced toxic pollution, underinvestment in infrastructure and critical resources, and harms due to climate change. So these harms have disproportionately, consistently fallen on communities of color and low-income communities. We know that the legacies of environmental racism and injustice can only be remedied with a type of transparent, co-created, holistic approaches that I know are the kinds of approaches that bring us together in this space today. Next slide, please. So this administration has embarked on a very ambitious environmental justice agenda from day one, starting with the announcement of the Justice 40 initiative. And this is an initiative, whole of government approach that's meant to ensure at least 40% of certain federal investments reach communities that are disadvantaged and overburdened by pollution. So we've shared the 7 categories here, how this initiative was laid out in 2021, climate change, clean energy, clean transit, water infrastructure, very critical services. And our goal is to make sure that the benefits of these historic investments, from the clean energy projects to floodwater, plain protections, really reaches the communities that need it most. And so this initiative is unique, maybe not amongst all for the folks in this group, but is unique amongst other initiatives, I think, in that it provides a really clear path for accountability and identifying, reporting, and measuring benefits and investments. And that was co-created with a lot of involvement from environmental justice leaders over years. And so it builds on that legacy. We ultimately want to engage with the Justice 40 initiative in a way that transforms federal programs and maximizes partnerships and benefits along the way. Next slide, please. So HHS formed an Office of Environmental Justice last year to elevate this critical work. It's led by my fantastic colleague, Dr. Sherna Buchanan, who's featured on the far right. She's not in this meeting today. We're splitting duties, but she's really helped bring a level of leadership to this office and the Justice 40 work. This photo is actually from a recent event in Kansas City. It was convened by environmental justice leaders, and it brought together local, state, federal, community partners on the implementation of Justice 40 in a local way. We also work with our partners in the Office of Climate Change and Health Equity, also under our OASH team, the Rear Admiral Reed, and that was established the year before. And that office works in partnership with us around climate resilience, specifically supporting the health sector resilience and prioritizing vulnerable populations. So in all, to deliver on these interrelated promises of environmental and climate justice, this Justice 40 initiative, we got connected with the ELTRR team and the vast resources of this thriving network. Next slide, please. So we've started incorporating the vital conditions framework into the discussion of environmental justice principles and practices, and that we found has really catalyzed this work. We are employing the framework to create a shared framing of goals and benefits of Justice 40 programs, not only within HHS, but as mentioned a bit earlier, in our interagency partnerships as well. So using a principles-driven model, that's really an outgrowth of community and interagency conversations, resourcing the under-resourced, empowering communities, maximizing health and wellness, uplifting workers and investing in local economies, and institutionalizing justice and accountability. These are really connected and crosswalk with EJ principles and vital conditions work. We're building partnerships across the HHS Justice 40 programs. All that is to say that we are hoping to transform the programs to meet Justice 40 goals in a principles-driven way. Next slide, please. And as we're looking forward to where we're seeing alignment and progress and also getting boosts of momentum, this is a picture from the Rose Garden in April 21st of this year. And it was a great boost to environmental justice movement leaders and those environmental justice practitioners working within government at all levels to have the signing of Executive Order 14096 that's revitalizing our nation's commitment to environmental justice for all. So it calls on federal government in a very clear way to bring about the clean energy and healthy environments work. Importantly, recognizing the need to undo and mitigate harm to those who have suffered and are currently suffering from environmental burdens, including climate change. And it's important, I think, for these milestones, these moments of celebration for healing and co-creating solutions. Really important to recognize those together so that we can build that path forward to thriving together. Again, the Vital Conditions Framework has fully resonated with our HHS partners. We're looking forward to leveraging the framework as well in upcoming community and partner conversations, where really there is a lot of intersection on shared goals, but where this framework has not been made explicit or shared in direct conversations with environmental justice movement leaders before. So thank you very much for the opportunity to meet with you all today. Look forward to the conversation and working alongside all of you on the road ahead.